Hey guys, it's me, Thunderwave here, and I'm gonna be doing a development video. Sorry, I can't talk today. On Optimus Prime, but I will only be talking about the one or the versions that I grew up with personally. So I won't include a G2 or Beast Wars or Beast Wars or Beast Machines because I never grew up with those ones. And technically, you could say that I never grew up with G1 because that came out in the 80s and I was born in the 2000s. But I did watch it in the early 2000s because it was still airing, I guess, or reruns, I guess. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, let's get right into this video then, guys. So the first Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the Generation 1 Optimus Prime from 1984 to 1987. And the first voice actor for Optimus was actually Peter Cullen, who started voicing Optimus in his 40s. And he's still voicing Optimus, Optimus Prime at the moment, I think, even though he's in his 80s at the moment. So yeah, but I will say though that every time that Peter voices Optimus Prime, it's so majestic and cool, honestly, because he makes him sound so, brave and kind. And yeah, I will post some, edit some clips in this video to prove how goated Peter is. So yeah.
Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
He shoots, he scores, what a star! Watch out, Spike! I'm driving for a layoff!
But yeah, anyways, yeah, I love Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime, Optimus Primes, I guess. So yeah, he's such a great voice actor, and even though he's in his 80s, he can still pull off the character. So yeah. But anyways, let's move on to the next one, I guess. So the second Optimus Prime that I want to talk about in this video is the one from Robots in Disguise, 2001 to 2002. So yeah, and this Optimus Prime was voiced by I can't say his name properly, Neil Kaplan. And this one, actually, he doesn't turn into a regular truck. He turns into a fire truck. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, honestly, for an Optimus Prime, I guess. And this Optimus Prime can also combine with his trailer, I guess. Well, it's not really a trailer. So basically, when he turns into a fire truck, there's actually two parts. So there's the front bit and the back bit, and so the back bit can combine with him to form Super Optimus Prime, I guess. And he can also combine with his brother, Ultra Magnus, to form Omega Prime. Sorry, yeah, I haven't seen the show in ages, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'll post some clips. I keep saying post, but I'll basically put up some clips right now.
Optimus Prime, transform! I beg to differ. Optimus Prime, battle mode! Combine into Omega Prime!
But yeah, anyways, yeah, I love like Neil's Optimus Prime honestly as well. Like like a like there was actually a legacy version for him and Ultra Magnus, but it's currently I don't know how much it is now, but years ago it was like two. It was like two. It was like 200 and something. Well, pounds, I guess. But I think it might have gone down now. But honestly, I think I'll wait for it to be more affordable. So yeah, I will get those figures eventually at some point. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I do love this version of Optimus Prime. Yeah. Anyways, like let's move on to the next one, I guess. So the third Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the Transformers Armada Optimus Prime. Say Optimus Primes from 2002 to 2003, and this Optimus Prime is actually a part of something called the Unicron trilogy. So yeah, it's basically like the same Optimus Prime, I guess. But yeah, anyways, this Optimus Prime was voiced by Gary Chalk, and Gary Chalk had voiced Optimus Primal in Beast Wars and Beast Machines. But I'm not gonna talk about that because it's not Optimus Prime, in my opinion. Like Optimus Primal's a different character, so yeah. But anyways, like with this Optimus Prime, I love how he can combine with his trailer to form Super Optimus Prime, like similar to the like Robots in the Sky Optimus Prime that I just talked about. So yeah, and he can also combine with the Autobot Jetfire to form a Jet Convoy or Jet Optimus, I guess. It depends on how you want to call him because if you're a Japanese fan, then you might want to call him like Jet Convoy, which I'm a fan of personally. But I don't mind Jet Optimus, Jet Optimus as well. So yeah, and he can also combine with another Autobot like known as Overload. But it's just big guns, honestly. So yeah, I'll put the clips in right now.
Transform and combine! Maximum blast! Jet Convoy, transform! Optimus, super mode, transform! Overload, power link! Power link! Jet Optimus, transform!
But yeah, anyways, yeah, I love Armada's Prime. Honestly, I still have my Legacy Armada Octus like that I bought like years ago in 23, and I'm currently waiting to get Armada Legacy Jetfire this year, so that I can basically use it with I say use, but I meant combine with the Legacy Optimus Prime. So yeah. But anyways, let's move on to the next Optimus Prime, I guess. So the fourth Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the Transformers Energon Optimus Prime from 2004 because it didn't go on to it didn't finish in 2005 like So yeah, it wasn't that good honestly back then. But yeah, like this Optimus Prime once again is the same as Armada's Prime. It's Gary Chalk, so yeah. And he can combine, but only with yeah. So basically he can combine with his trailer, but not with the trailer himself, basically, because like the trailer has like small vehicles in there. So yeah. But he can combine with Jetfire. So yeah, I said no. I said no. It's not Jetfire, Wing Saber. Sorry, and he can also combine with Omega Supreme as well. I'll post. I will put the clips in there right now.
Optimus Prime, Power Link. Fire 1, combine. Copter 2, combine. Digger 3, combine. Submarine 4. Optimus Prime, Power Link complete. Optimus Prime, Power Link. Fire 1, combine! Copter 2, combine! Digger 3, combine! Submarine 4! Optimus Prime Power Link complete! Optimus Prime! Wing Saber! Power Link! Optimus Prime! Wing Saber! Power Link! Power Link complete! Transform! Transform! Optimus Prime! Omega Supreme! Power Link! Power Link complete!
But yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this Optimus Prime as much because let's be honest, he's fat. Okay, I think he's I think the fandom calls him Fatimus Prime at times because yeah, if you've seen Energon, you would agree honestly. But yeah, let's move on to the next Optimus Prime, I guess. So the fifth Optimus Prime that I'm going to be talking about is the Transformers Cybertron Optimus Prime from 2005 to 2006. And yeah, same guy, Gary Chalk. But I will admit though, um, I do like how Cybertron's Optimus Prime is more slimmer, I guess, compared to the last one. And yeah, like this was sadly like Gary Chalk's like last time as Optimus Prime, I guess, because after this, he got replaced. What's his name? Yeah, Peter Cullen came back as Optimus Prime, like like for the Michael Bay movies. So yeah, in 2007, I mean. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I will admit though, I do like the 3D style for this Optimus Prime. And yeah, and yeah, this Optimus Prime can also combine can also combine with his trailer to form Super Optimus Prime. And he can also combine with Leo Breaker to form a Savage Claw mode, and Wing Saber to form a Sonic Wing mode. So yeah, I'll put the clips in right now.
time on Megatron. We've got to get rid of him and concentrate on the black hole.
All right, Prime, we'll play it your way. But I'm telling you, I had him on the ropes.
But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the Unicron trilogy, I'm afraid. I did love this trilogy, even though Energon's Optimus Prime wasn't as appealing, I guess. But yeah, let's move on to the next Optimus Prime. So the sixth Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the animated Optimus Prime from 2007 to 2009, and I was going to talk about the movie Optimus Prime before this, but I decided to get this one out of the way because I will admit that I will admit though that David Kaye, who had previously voiced Megatron back in the Unicron trilogy, and in Beast Wars and Beast Machines, if I recall. I know he voiced Megatron in Beast Wars, but Beast Machines, I might be wrong there. So yeah, but anyways, I do love animated Optimus Prime. He doesn't really like combine, I guess, in this version. So yeah, but later on in the show, he does actually get like a jetpack and Ultra Magnus's hammer at the end to fight Megatron. So yeah, but I'll put the clips in right now.
You're a persistent little Autobot. My name is Optimus Prime!
But yeah, anyways, I will say though that David Kaye isn't like a bad Optimus Prime, but I have seen clips of him answering questions about this, and he has said that he did say that he preferred voice of Megatron, and when he got the call back for animated, he thought he was getting Megatron, but sadly, what's his name, Corey Burton, the original voice of Shockwave, he got a Megatron. So yeah, but but like David Kaye's Optimus isn't that bad, honestly. So yeah, but let's move on to the next Optimus Prime. So the seventh Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the 2007 Optimus to 2011 Optimus Prime, like for the first three Michael Bay movies, and this time like Peter Cullen had returned to voice Optimus Prime. So yeah, like that was pretty cool, honestly, to have him back. And yeah, he did also voice Optimus in The Last Night and Last Night and Age of Extinction as well. But I'll make a separate part for that because I want to focus more on their separate designs. So yeah, but anyways, with this Optimus Prime, I like how he's very violent at times, and like you'll see when I put these clips in the video right now.
You die! No, Optimus!
But yeah, anyways, like this Optimus Prime is actually violent, honestly. So yeah, but he's also caring to at times. And Peter Cullen, even though he was in his 60s at the time, he still made the character great, honestly. So yeah. But anyways, like let's move on to the next Optimus Prime. So the eighth Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the one from Age of Extinction in 2014 to The Last Night in 2017. So yeah, this is basically like the same Optimus that I just talked about before, except like his design has changed and is more of a knight, I guess, because he has a sword and shield. So yeah, he's also a bit more stronger, I guess, and he's done things in the movies like that like that still blows my mind, honestly. So yeah, I'll put some clips in right now. But yeah, but yeah, I don't mind this Optimus Prime, and I do have his toy somewhere in my room. So yeah, but honestly though, it's a shame that Michael Bay stopped making Transform movies after this one, or should I say, The Last Night in 2017. And I was 17 when that movie came out, so yeah. But anyways, let's move on to the next Optimus Prime. So the ninth Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the one from Rise of the Beast. But I know some people will say that. But I know some people will say that this Optimus Prime actually came from the Bumblebee movie in 2018. And I will say this on camera now: I don't like that movie, honestly, because it's too focused on Bumblebee. And I know people will say, but that's the point, though. It's supposed to be about Bumblebee, and yeah, I get that. But yeah, I don't like that movie, honestly. So yeah. But I will say though that Rise of the Beast was a good movie, and yeah, yeah, it's a good movie, honestly, and yeah, I do like this Optimus Prime. So yeah, I put some clips in right now.
Time to show you the real power of a prime!
But yeah, Michael Bay didn't actually film make these movies. It was some other company. I forgot the name, but yeah. But I have heard that Michael Bay is returning to make these movies again. Hopefully soon, like next year maybe. So yeah. And now I'm gonna move on to the Transformers Prime version because I wanted to get the movie the movie ones out of the way first. So yeah. So the 10th Optimus Prime that I want to talk about is the Transformers Prime one from 2010 to 2013. So yeah, I'm just gonna say I love I love Prime's one so much because this is honestly the point of my life where I actually thought Transformers was goated. And this was also back when Hasbro made their own channel known as the Hub, like where they had many Hasbro shows on there like this and My Little Pony Friendship's Magic. So yeah, and yeah, I don't want to talk about his other design or his other design I'm sorry, his other design from Beast Wars, which was the last season in 2013, because I'm not a fan of it personally. I'll put a picture of that on screen right now. But yeah, I honestly love this version of Prime so much, and Peter Cullen's a performance was so goated. I'll put some clips of that on screen right now.
Although it seems there is much I do not remember.
But yeah, Yeah, honestly though, like that's all I gotta say for this because I don't want to talk about it too much because I did make a video about Prime ages ago, so yeah, it is there on the channel. It is there on the channel if you type it up, I think. So yeah. But anyways, like let's move on to the next Optimus Prime. So the 11th Optimus Prime is gonna be the Robots in Disguise 2015 Optimus Prime. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest though, I don't like this design as much, if I'm be honest. Bec- because, in Prime, I'm gonna spoil the ending like for this video. So if you don't wanna hear this, like cover your ears or something. I don't really care, honestly. At the end of Prime, he sacrificed himself so that Cybertron could, like have life again. So yeah. And the fact that they brought him back is just ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, I'll put some clips in the video right now, I guess.
Ratchet, is that the source of the signal that brought us here? Autobots, roll!
But yeah, like there isn't much to say about this honestly because Prime, sorry, not Prime. I mean like Rid as a whole isn't the best, but yeah, honestly, yeah, like that's all I have to say honestly. But like he's still kind and gentle in my opinion, Optimus Prime. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next Prime. And now, like, we're at the last Optimus Prime, the 13th Prime. Sorry, yeah, 12th Prime. Sorry, like, why did I say 13th? Yeah, 12th Prime on this list because, I kind of felt like Transformers kind of like wasn't that good after this one. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about Rescue Bots Optimus Prime. So yeah. So for some context here, yeah, a Rescue Bots is like the kids' version of Transformers, but it still had Peter Cullen in there like as Optimus Prime. So yeah, I liked that honestly. And the toys were easy to transform because once again, it's a kids show. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. Honestly, though, like with this Optimus Prime, I like how he's trying to basically train like the rescue bots to basically be heroes, I guess. So yeah. But honestly, yeah, like that's all I can say for this, honestly, because rescue bots, it was good, but it had issues at times. So yeah. But I will admit though, it's a good show, but it's not perfect. I'll put some clips of that right now. So yeah.
You look way cooler than Trex.
Scanning a creature that is part biological and part machine can produce unpredictable results. Is that cool?
But yeah, guys, that's the last Optimus Prime. So yeah, guys, that was the end of the video. Before I end this video, I just want to say that I forgot to point out a few things. So in the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beast, it was still Peter Cullen voicing Optimus. So yeah, and also yeah, I also forgot to mention that Robots in the Skies 2015 only aired from 2015 to 2017, if I recall, at the time. So yeah. And Transformers Rescue Bots only aired from 2011, I think, to 2016. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's it, I guess. it's gonna take me a while. It's gonna take me a while to get this video out because I have to basically put in the clips that I promised in each section, and I also have to put in the images as well that I promised as well. So yeah, it'll take me a while, but I'll try to get this video out ASAP. Hopefully by next week it should be out, but I'm aiming to get it done this week. So yeah, but anyways, comment below like who is your favorite Optimus Prime, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and bye.